Welcome back, fellow maidens. It is I, the Dark Fair Maiden, and today we are back with another tier list, and this is one of my favourites. We are going back to Scooby-Doo, one of my all-time favourite cartoons as a kid, and even to this day I'm still a huge fan of Scooby-Doo. So today we're going to be basically rating the episodes, because usually have you ever done that thing where you are putting on like a random episode of something, like say you have like a DVD collection of a season and you put on that random disc that you think is going to be a random one that you don't really know, and it turns out it's that one you always put on. So it's like as soon as you see like the first clip, you know exactly what like episode it is, and I'm really good at doing that with Scooby-Doo. So we're going to be just seeing screenshots from an episode and we're going to be rating that and knowing that episode, and we'll talk a little bit about the episode and maybe even have a little watch of it on YouTube. It's fun and Scooby-Doo is awesome. So yeah, stick around to see my rating of Scooby-Doo episodes. Also guys, if you have any ideas for any tier lists I should do, make a comment in the comment section below, and I'll have a little look over your comments to see if there's any intriguing tier lists I should do. So if you have any suggestions, make sure and comment those down below, so I would love to see what you guys think or what ideas you have. So anyway, let's get started into the Scooby-Doo tier lists. Okay, so starting off, we have quite an old episode here. Now, Ghouls I've loved before. I'm going to have to actually look that one up. I know I said I know every Scooby-Doo episode, but this is like, you see Shaggy's in the red t-shirt? That's like 70s maybe? So we're going to have to look that up. Scooby-Doo. Ghouls, what was it? Ghouls I've loved before. Oh, yeah, so, okay, 1980. Okay, let's see. Obviously I don't know this episode, but this actually looks pretty sick.
Alright,
I mean, you got Scooby here in a Hawaiian shirt. You've got the old 70s blowout haircut in Daphne. My only issue is we have Scrappy-Doo, and I'm not a fan of Scrappy-Doo, but I don't believe that this wouldn't be a good episode. It already looks quite funny, and for that I'm going to give it a good. For now I'll give it good. I haven't looked at all these episodes, so that means there could be some really good episodes, but that one there looks good and it doesn't off the bat look bad. This is from What's New Scooby-Doo, and this is the one with Dracula. I do love the era of What's New Scooby-Doo. It's one of my favourite eras, so for that, it's probably high in my tier list. And Vampire Strikes Back, let's have a look. There it is, old Scooby-Doo.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, that could be monetized. Even still though. Oh, you got the Hex Girls! Okay. So automatically, this is a great episode. I do remember this. So the vampire comes to scare off the Hex Girls from using this house. And yeah, this vampire dude here. And I just have to say, it's just a good episode, you know? It's pretty good. But the Hex Girls are in it. So therefore, it's going to be good, and we'll lower this to mid, because it's not like God tier. It's not like, you know, what have we got? We got some older episodes here which are very good, so it's not God tier just yet. Best in the series, already looking at this, I don't know if we're gonna have one, but we'll see. What's this next one? Oh, now this is again What's New Scooby-Doo, but this here baseball dude, it just ain't it, you know? It's just not it. Let's see if we can find it. So yeah, this is... yeah, I mean, it's just a bit of a pathetic looking, you know, villain. It's a ghoul. And it's just not... like, I'm never really a fan of the episodes where they do, like... there's like a dog show one I'm not a big fan of. There's this one. And it just... I don't know. I find them kind of boring.
My plan is working perfectly. Now all Scooby has to do is lure the Spectre into the cannon.
We did it! Plug your ears, Scooby!
It's right on.
Thanks anyway.
Oh, that's probably monetized. Oh, the old What's New Scooby-Doo song goes so hard though. So yeah, this one, I feel like this is just a bad episode. It's just boring. I'm not a fan. Here we have another old one. This looks like Scrappy-Doo. We got Scooby. I'm gonna put this in good. I haven't actually seen this one, but it looks good. All the old ones are pretty good. Scrappy's not too bad in the older ones. He's just kind of annoying in the live action. Now these episodes here, like the younger Scooby and Shaggy, I'm not a fan of. But I can't truly rate it because I haven't actually watched it, so I'm gonna put I don't know. Now here we have one of the worst kind of eras of Scooby-Doo. It's just a terrible era of Scooby-Doo, and I've never watched any of them because they're just so bad. So I'm gonna put who made this? Because you must have been out of your damn minds, for sure. Scooby-Doo Part 2. But we'll put it in mid, because again, it's going on with those older ones that are good, but I haven't seen them all exactly. House of Horrors. This one. This is the one I was kind of telling you about. So it's like one of those ones that you put on, wanting it to be a random episode you haven't seen in ages and you kind of forgot about. But then this comes on, you're like, not this episode again. I don't know, I just, like, I loved watching this episode the first time, but after a while, it just got really flat and boring. Like, it's kind of about this house that, like, traps them in, and honestly, it's just so boring. Yeah, it's kind of like a haunted house of horrors, but like modernized. And honestly, it's just bad. It's just a bad episode. What's this one? Something to Scooby. I kind of remember this one. It's been a while since I've watched all the new What's New Scooby-Doos, to be fair. But from what I remember, that was a good one, where they kind of dressed up as monsters from the TV shows. So I'm going to put that in good. Well, yeah, for now good. It could be a God tier one, but we'll see. Belle's Boos Part 2. I'm not a fan of the Boo ones. Yeah, from what I think, I'm just going to put that in I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as good as some of these ones, so therefore I'm just going to stick it in the don't know tier. We have another Scrappy and Shaggy, and again I'm going to stick that in with mid. What have we got here? Now again, this is the era I don't really like. It's that kind of like kid era. So I'm just going to put that in I don't know. And here we have, I'm pretty sure that's that Scooby and Shaggy get a clue one. Okay, so let's see. Strikes twice. Scooby-Doo strikes twice. Yep, knew it was another get a clue one. And you know where that's going? Straight in the garbage can. Who made this? Something and the Gold Gambit. Wow, who doesn't love those old cartoon sound effects?
But this is still locked. How'd he get out?
I don't know, but the chameleon is a master of disguises. He could be anywhere.
Let's search the grounds. Hurry!
Hurry! Hurry!
That paint I stole from the prison supply room has made me a walking masterpiece. And now this masterpiece
You hear that,
is
a walking
walking
masterpiece?
out
That's
the door.
quite,
Bye, prison, with your
quite a
crummy
thought there he
food.
has, right?
And goodbye to that disgusting Worcestershire sauce that they put on it. Yuck! I hate...
Brother, me too, I hate oyster sauce. This looks like a great episode, I have to say. That looks great. That looks like a great episode. We're gonna put that in good, because it looks pretty good. Do we put it in God tier? I don't think it's fair, because I haven't seen these ones. What have we got here? We got like a mummy one. I usually love any Scooby-Doo episodes with a mummy in it, so I'm gonna put that in good. Scrappy-Doo. Sorry guys, we're gonna put that in mid again. And we have another kid one that looks in there. French hits. Find that one. So I'm gonna put that in I don't know. Oh! Yes, love this one. Egyptian, what's new Scooby-Doo? Let's have a little look into that one. So yeah, basically, they all get possessed by the mummy, except Scooby and Shaggy. And the villain turns out to be someone they thought was their friend. I mean, I have to put this in God tier. Purposely mostly because it's set in Egypt. I absolutely love it when the Scooby Gang go somewhere abroad. The snowy ones aren't that great. Egyptian ones are fantastic. The jungle ones, the Hawaiian ones, all great. The ones where they go to Tokyo, they're okay, but the episodes always feel kind of similar. For some reason, I think they just reuse assets, which is fine. But yeah, I love it when they go abroad. They're so fun. Another Scrappy-Doo. So this could just be the era of, it's called like the Scooby Show or the Scooby-Doo Show. These are mid. Well, they're actually good. They're actually good. I'm gonna put them good. The Haunted Hairpiece. I haven't seen that one. It looks like, again, one of those child era ones, which I'm not a fan of. Scooby-Doo Christmas. Let's have a little look, because there's multiple Scooby-Doo Christmas ones. I'm not a fan where they do just like this big snow monster all the time. It kind of does run a bit dry. But, you know, it's still fun. Oh, I haven't seen Deck the Halls. That looks pretty good, actually. But yeah, Scooby-Doo Christmas. Who doesn't love a Christmas episode, though, to be fair? So we're going to put that in the good tier. Oh, this is the one I'm not really a fan of. This is the one with the dog competition. But it's just one of those ones I've seen so many times that I've kind of just grown bored of it. There's a good like story to it, so therefore I'm going to put it into mid. Yeah, because I definitely prefer to watch this one over this one. And here we have that old childhood era again, which I'm not a fan of. Finding the Mom. Okay, I couldn't quite find that older episode, but we're going to just put it into the mid tier because it's probably pretty good. We put that in there. Another childhood kind of one in there. Super old one there. Not sure what that one is. What have we got here though? Oh, Wrestling Maniacs. Guys, not it. Oh, honestly. Not the worst of episodes or like movies. This is one of the movies.
Who's in there?
But I'm not a big fan of like wrestling or like wrestlers. I find them a bit over dramatic. Which is cool, it's part of their gimmick. But I don't want to watch a Scooby movie about it, you know, in a ring. I just kind of find it boring. So for that, I mean, that's a cool shot of them two there. So for that, I'm going to put it into bad. Yeah. Coaster Ride, I think that is another one. So this is another one of the ones I've seen so many times. And when I think of what's new Scooby-Doo, I always think of this episode. It's the one where they go to the amusement park, there's two sisters, and one of them is the monster because, of course, they're jealous of the other one. The thing is, it's not a bad episode. It's pretty well executed. Some cool assets, cool characters, but I've just seen it so many times. But yeah, this is the monster here. And this image will be forever imprinted in my head, in my brain, because as a kid I've seen this episode so many times. So it's not bad, but I've just seen it so many times. So for that reason I'm going to put it into mid, because I wouldn't mind watching it again compared to these bad episodes, so therefore it's a mid episode. And don't even ask where that's going. This looks like yet one of those child ones I haven't seen. Masked Manx. Let's look that one up. The classic Scooby-Doo yelp.
Billowing bubble.
Right, Scoob?
Yeah.
What? Like Mr. and Mrs. Blake?
Oh boy, a party.
Come on.
I mean, it doesn't look great, I'm not gonna lie.
You look adorable.
And again, because I hate how they focus so much on Scrappy-Doo in those Scrappy-Doo, like, episodes. Like, we don't like Scrappy. He's too opinionated, he's too, like, hard-headed, and therefore I just don't like him. I don't want to watch him. So therefore, I'm gonna put that into bad, actually. It doesn't look great. Let's see, what's this one? Haven't seen that one. Don't like the look of that art. And here in the Big Easy, I think this is the one with those two guys, like the two brothers, who come back as ghosts. But let's have a look. So in the Big Easy. Yeah. I recognize these people. Yeah, so basically, there's a ghost, it's obviously a guy, and he is trying to scare off the landowner so that he can have the house for himself. Classic kind of story, not a bad episode at all, pretty good. And you get a good arc with Daphne, because obviously Daphne gets taken and they have to find her, but it gives her a chance to show her skills, which it's an episode where she like uses her compact mirror to like get out of the tomb. Yeah, make it make sense, am I right? But it's still a good episode, so I'm gonna put that into the good tier. Don't like the look of that one. Oh, what's this one? Goody. I recognize the little monkey dude. This is probably one of the ones where they go off to the jungle. So this is an example of one of the ones I was talking about. Here they have gone off to the jungle, and you get to see different costumes, like they're wearing jungle apparel. You get such different characters, and you also get such different scenery, and it's just so great. I love it when they do these things where they go off. And I like, this isn't like the best episode. It's kind of one where these animals have been painted fluorescent to scare off the tourists, and it's just people doing it for, again, another selfish reason, because they don't want locals basically in the jungle. And it's not like the best episode, but it's still good. It's up there with the good episodes. Again, What's New Scooby-Doo has some of the best and some of my favourite episodes, as well as the older Scooby-Doo ones, but What's New Scooby-Doo is just great. Okay, so what's this one? Oh, this is a good one. This is the old one. This is one of the older ones. Let's see, Wonderful Scoob.
Scooby-Doo, the villain he's about to...
Oh, wow, yeah, this is a super old one.
That's our star there.
Let's see, can we find the Merlin guy? So yeah, I don't think I've seen this one. I do recognize that guy, but I think he does actually come back in one of the newer episodes, as like a returning character. But it looks bad. It doesn't look great, to be honest. And then we have Scooby-Doo Get a Clue. We don't like. We have another Mummy episode. And again, you know where that goes, guys. That goes straight into the God tier. Yep, straight into the God tier. What's this one? Oh, I'm not a fan of this one. This is kind of like a space one. I'm never a big fan of when they do those ones like conventions and things like that. I find them kind of boring. So for that reason, we're going to go into the bad tier. It's just boring. Haven't seen that one. Looks quite old. Again, that's the older ones. We don't really like those ones. And then we have that guy again. So he does return, but I'm going to put that into Don't Know. Don't Know. Ooh, I love this episode. It's green, it's the machine. This is the one where the mystery machine turns evil. And there's a good reason too. Like, as a kid, I loved this episode. I thought it was so cool, so creative. There's a good little, like, spooky song that comes on with the mystery machine turns green. Yeah, he is. So yeah, you can see here the Mystery Machine is like evil, and basically it's actually being controlled by like a couple of kids because they don't want basically like the mystery gang being like a thing. They don't want them to exist. And if you want to know more about that, you can watch the episode, but it's a very good episode. I'm going to put that on God tier. It's one of my favorites. I do love it. The Jungle. I see Scrappy, so I'm going to put that into I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan of these old episodes like that where they're like children, as I said. Ooh. Circumstance. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I do remember this episode. I was actually worried there. I didn't think I remember this one. So yeah, this is kind of one where there's like a Roman soldier that's kind of like trying to take them out basically for whatever reason. This episode is just fine. Honestly, it just kind of lacks. It's kind of similar to, there's like a Mexico one as well, where the scenes just kind of lack any real character. They're a bit generic, and for that reason I'm just going to put it into the bad episode. What's this one? Disaster. Oh, I love this one. Sorry, this is a bad thing I find of it. So basically it's kind of like a tar monster, but it's made up of like this kind of like food mixture, and it's not even that good of an episode. It's good, but it was one as a kid that like I'd seen a bit of, and I could never find the episode again, and I was always like, I wonder what happened in that episode, and I did find it and watch it, and it just kind of lacked. It wasn't actually that good, so it's a mid. Yeah, mid. Yeah, we'll put it in mid. Scooby and the Antarctica. This one's actually pretty good.
And you brought along those night vision binoculars.
Again, you've
It's
got
3 more months till
different
morning.
outfits,
What has
different
gills
scenery.
and
Yes, there's
scales
not much
and
that's going
runs
on
like
in
a
the
man
snowy
but looks like a
biomes,
shark?
but
Daphne, this is no time.
it's a pretty good episode.
Hang on,
And this time around, it's not just like some abominable snowman. We've got like some kind of sea monster here, and yeah, it's just a bit more creative, a bit more fun. And so yeah, I'm gonna put this in the good. It's a good episode. For that reason, good. Sea monsters. I can't remember this exact episode. Like, I need to see the monster. It could be that one with the crab. I can't quite remember. I need to see like a little bit more of it, you know. But again, I do love the ones with like sea monsters. I find those super fun. I don't know why, there's just always something about those ones that are good. They're always well made. I'm actually going to put that under the God tier because, again, anyone usually with a sea creature in it is really, really good. I'm just going to put these in I don't know. They're a bit too old for me to have rewatched it a couple of times. Ooh, I love a good lighthouse one. So this is a Curse of a Lighthouse.
Whoopsie.
So again, this is kind of one where they've gone off to like maybe Scotland or something, or like Ireland, and they have again different clothing. They have different clothing from what they normally have, like the coats and stuff, and they basically go to this lighthouse and it's haunted by this lightkeeper, and it's just a fantastic episode. I don't know if it's just something that I love in Scooby-Doo, that when they're out near the sea that I love, but any of those episodes tend to be like fantastic. I love them. So for that reason, I'm just going to put that straight into the God tier because it's definitely better than some of these episodes for sure. We don't like those ones. What have we got next here? I don't actually recognize that one. That's so annoying. I don't recognize that. But it looks like Scooby or Shaggy is mining. For that reason, I'm going to put it into the mid tier because I don't quite know it, but it's from What's New Scooby-Doo, so it's gonna be better than bad, right? So we'll put it mid. This one's just called Scare. I need a bit more. I need a bit more than that. I need to see a little bit more to know what episode that is. Let's see. Okay, so we find the episode. Oh, so they're in Paris.
Yum, yum. Du jour.
I don't want to miss any sights.
Trouble is,
This is
Best of
definitely
all,
one of the
we get
ones
to
I have
surprise my
not
cousin
seen in a
Danica
long
when
time.
she's
I remember
named
this
Model
fashion
of the
show because
Year.
Daphne's there to be part of the fashion show or like something like that. Wow, that's insane. I haven't seen that episode in so long. So yeah, there's like a gargoyle in it. And it's a good episode. You know, you've got a fashion show, you've got France. Yeah, wow, that was a nice little surprise. Like, I haven't seen that episode in a long time. I'm gonna put it in good. It's not as good as these ones, like it's not one to go back to rewatch, but it's still a good episode. This is one of the older ones. I don't quite recognize, so we're gonna put it in here. What's this one? Something and the Bad Man. Unfortunately, I can't find that one. It does look like another snowman, snow one. So for that reason, we'll put it into the good tier list. We have this one with the hounds again because they do make a reappearance. But again, I'm just not a fan of those dogs. I just find it a little bit boring, those episodes. So I'm going to put that into the bad. We have Quake Keeper. So this is quite an old one. Again, it's got Scrappy in it. Oh man, even just seeing him like, oh no, I just get out of here, you know? What's this one? Mexico Old Monster. So this is the one I was telling you about that reminded me of the Italian one. Like something about it just lacks. Like there's not much going on here. This is Mexico, it should be bright, full of colors. In fairness, yes, maybe this is the old Mexico, I don't know. But I just feel like they could have done a lot more with the background and stuff like that. I just feel like they lack a lot. Yeah, in this house you've got some cool assets. It's a fine episode. Not great, just fine. And like, we're only really seeing this one character. Where are the other townsfolk? You know, we're not seeing much going on. I want to see more. So therefore, we're going to put that into bad. I think it's just bad. It could have been so much better, but they just didn't really try. That looks like one of the old ones with Scrappy. Don't like these ones. And there he is. So that's the one I was telling you about that makes like a reappearance in the newer ones. And that episode's okay. Yes.
Sometimes you see it in music videos.
So then maybe that's not real concrete falling down on Rufus. If it's layered over the original image, I should be able to strip it away. Hey, it is a digital image.
Look, he went through the floor. This must have been pre-recorded.
Okay, it's actually not as bad as I remember. It is a bit more to it. But it's not like, it's not God tier. It's just good. It's just good. It's like one I wouldn't mind rewatching again, but I wouldn't specifically put it on. Got old one there, he's a Scrappy. What's this one? Witch Upon a Star. Old one. Creature like nature. So this is one of the ones, like, these are good episodes again. It's just they're kind of boring. Just typical abominable snowman. A lot of reused assets we've seen before, but not enough to make this episode good, you know what I'm saying? So for that reason, we're gonna put it into bad. I think bad, yeah. Like, you know, it just lacks. It just lacks. So this is the Little Tokyo one.
Thought you could escape me. What do you say now? Like sayonara?
Okay, so this is kind of one where they're in Tokyo and Shaggy believes that he is like a Godzilla kind of character, like he turns into Godzilla at nighttime and destroys parts of the city, but it turns out it's not him and it's just set up to make it look like him. And like, it's not a bad episode, it's good, it's got a lot going for it. I don't like the robot dog though, that was one of the things I didn't like in it. So yeah, there's a robot dog that goes along and helps them. And it's not a bad episode. It's mid. It's definitely mid. Yeah, it's not one of my favorites. I just feel like they could have done it a bit better, you know? What's this one? Dragon
Islands cruise into the fair. We're off to Glasborough Castle. They say there's so the fairway.
Man, oh man. What I would do is just watch this episode right now. Okay, so I am a mystical maiden. I love all things medieval and fantasy. So an episode where the Scooby Gang go to a medieval fair, like chef's kiss. It doesn't get much better than that. We've got knights, we've got maidens, we've got dragons. I mean, I absolutely adore this episode, and the fact they've done this. They did make a movie there, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, similar, where they went back to the like King Arthur kind of period, and that was actually such a good film. Like, it wasn't one of the best, but it was still a very good movie. But I love it when they do that thing where they go back into the medieval time. Great episode. This, something different, original-ish. They haven't done many episodes like this. They only did the one. So therefore, this is a god episode. This is great, fantastic. Love it, love it, love it, love it. What's the top tier? Best in the series? I actually kind of forgot we had that one. I might actually put this in that tier, to be honest. I think that goes best in the series. Because it is so different. These are the older ones. I'm not a fan of. I do love the older ones, don't get me wrong. Like, I actually have a lot of the older ones. But these are just like the super old ones that I just haven't seen as much. Because again, Scrappy's in them. Camera Mayhem. This is one of the ones I haven't actually seen as much. It looks pretty good from what I can see. Looks fun. Doesn't look great. But for that, it's going to go on the good tier list. It's going to go into the good tier. Not mid, good. I think it's good. It's much better than like some of these other ones here. But I actually might move this one down. Yeah. Yeah, it's just not as good as I remember, actually. What's this one? That's an old one. Oh no. This is the Go West Young Scoob. And honestly, this has to be one of my least favorite episodes. And like, it's not that it's bad. There's just something kind of cringe about it. I mean, I don't dig the Western outfits they've done for the Scooby Gang. Also, it turns out that this town is basically all robots, mechanics, and they've turned evil due to, you know, a manufacturer error or whatever. We have Gibson or whatever, the guy's name is, like the nerd who shows up every now and then. I don't know if it'll show it here in this clip. No, I don't think it does. But he's basically like one of the characters that show up every now and then and like have like a crush on Velma. But yeah, I don't know, I just find some of the desert episodes in Scooby-Doo I just find kind of boring because it's a desert. There's not much to see. Very neutral color palette, which as you can see here, a bit bland, a bit boring. I'm much more of a fan of the greens and stuff. I'm saying this and it kind of contradicts the Egyptian episodes, but there's just something that hits different with the Egyptian ones, alright? Just trust me, trust me. So that is going to go into bad. It's a bad episode. Get out of here. Don't like that. Oh, here's another one that's set in the desert, and it's just one of the shittiest episodes of Scooby-Doo. So what is it? The Wormiest. I just find it such a boring episode. So basically there's like this cult thing that praise and worship this worm. And it's just so gooberish. Like, what are these costumes these guys are wearing, you know? It's just a terrible episode. I mean, I love it. I wouldn't remove it from the Scooby-Doo, you know, season, but it's just not one of my favorite episodes. I'm actually going to put that in the Who Made This, because it's just like, who made this? What are you doing? You shouldn't be writing Scooby-Doo episodes. Please stop. Okay, so next, I don't recognize that one. What's this one? I don't actually recognize that one. No, wait, is that the one where like the dolls and stuff come alive? I think it is. So yeah, they're like kind of in that mall. The toys come alive and like try and eat everyone, but it turns out it's all a simulation in the end. I don't really like the episode. I think it's kind of bad. No, it's mid. It's mid. It'll go mid. It's mid because it's one of those ones, again, that I would put on and it would be that episode, and I'm just like, ugh, okay, this is getting a little bit boring. So for that, it's mid. It's just a bit boring. Scooby-Doo Halloween. We'll come back to the Halloween one, just to get these other ones out of the way here. But we'll come back to that Halloween one because I mean, there's multiple Halloween ones. That could be anyone. Actually, let's just look at it now. Movie. But the Halloween ones are genuinely great. It could just be this one with the scarecrows, which is another good episode. But the Halloween ones I do love. So I think we're going to put that into... I think we'll put it into good. They're usually pretty good. And for the rest of these, I don't like... that's going on who made this because that is the ones we don't like for sure. The rest of these I'm just going to straight up put into here because they are the older ones and I'm not going to rate those because I don't have a fair judgment on them. But as you can see, here are some of the best Scooby-Doo episodes I think are out there. This doesn't have all the What's New Scooby-Doo episodes in it, unfortunately, because that is kind of the era that I truly love. There are other mentionable Scooby-Doos like the Scooby-Doo Mystery one. Let's see, what was that one called again? We do have the Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, and I probably talked about that before on some of my Scooby-Doo tier lists, but that was another fantastic series of Scooby-Doo made. Like, that actually had like an arc to the whole seasons. Like, there was an end goal, there was something that you're waiting to find out, like a mystery, and damn, you have to watch all of the Mystery Incorporated because it is incredible. The story, the ending is actually fantastic. So well done, really well written. Maybe we'll do a tier list on that sometime. Let me know in the comments if you want to do any more Scooby-Doo tier lists. I'm always up for it because I am obsessed with Scooby-Doo. I do love it. But this is our Scooby-Doo tier list. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with me or do you think I'm totally wrong? If you have any ideas of any other tier lists that we can do, comment below if you want to see any more of those. Thank you very much for watching. Farewell.